It's almost time for the NFL draft. So, wanted to make a quick video on 10 players that I feel that might be still available when the Buffalo Bills draft at 27 on Thursday. If they draft on 27th on Thursday. There's been a lot of talk that they may need to trade down, and sometimes they trade up. But if the pick stays at 27, these are the 10 guys I would like to see the Bills draft if they're still available. We are going to start at running back. Bijan Robinson is a once in a blue moon skill at running back, in my opinion. He played at the University of Texas. He's got power, speed, agility, can catch the ball. I mean, even though I love our running back room and all three running backs that are in it, Bijan Robinson is that type of running back that you would want to have him on your roster. And if he's available at 27, I know, don't draft a running back in the first round. Baloney. He's that good. We'll move over to defensive tackle, as that's a need position for the Bills. As I did try to pick positions that are need, but also skill-wise might be the best player available. And Bryan Bresee might just be that person. He played at Clemson. He is very explosive on the interior, 6'5", so he's got the size, and he also was fantastic off of the field as he dealt with some issues that his sister had with cancer and did it in an amazing way and involved the community down there in Clemson as well. So I love to have guys that are on the Bills team that are not just good on the field, but are fantastic off the field as well. So love to have Bryan Bresee, a Buffalo Bill. The other defensive tackle I wanted to talk about is massive. 6'3", 337 pounds, out of the University of Michigan, Mazi Smith. Mazi is just a giant on the interior. I think he can help stop the run, get us a good pass rush, will be a fantastic NFL player, and would fit in well with the Buffalo Bills. I could imagine Mazi Smith next to Jordan Phillips, rushing the passer or stopping the run up the middle. And then probably the biggest need position for the Bills really is linebacker, as we're trying to get somebody that might be able to fill the shoes of Edmonds, as Edmonds went on to the Chicago Bears. Those are some pretty big shoes to fill, and I don't think anyone would be able to do it in a rookie season. But these two guys, I think, are guys that we may really need to add to the roster. They may fall to the second round. It's just such a big need for the Bills. They may have to pick them in the first or do some trading, either up or down, either way, to make sure they get one of these two players, because I think there's a real drop-off after these two linebackers. And those two linebackers are Jack Campbell out of Iowa. Jack is a tackling machine, as he just finds his way to the football, and that's what you need in a middle linebacker. And I think he'll be a fantastic one in the NFL. Drew Sanders is the other linebacker that I think is going to be a fantastic NFL player. Drew played at Alabama, then he transferred to Arkansas. He has a lot of speed. He's going to be a future star. He's a little bit rawer than Jack Campbell, but I think he may actually have a higher upside. So adding Drew Sanders to the team would be fantastic too. Another position that is really of need for the Bills is right tackle. I know Spencer has been doing a great job over there at right tackle, but I'd like to see us draft someone in the first round if possible. The two players that might be available on my board anyway, there's a few other guys that might fall, but and another guy that might be of value, but my two guys are Darnell Wright out of the University of Tennessee. I mean, he got a lot of snaps at the University of Tennessee, and the one fallback I actually heard was maybe he had too many snaps at the University of Tennessee. So he is seasoned and would be ready to start right in at tackle for us. And the other one is Peter Skornowski out of Northwestern, big offensive tackle that could be right in to be a starting tackle in the NFL. So we've touched defensive tackle, linebacker, running back, offensive tackle. We'll go over to wide receiver now. Quentin Johnson out of TCU. He's got the size at 6'2" and the speed. He put up some good numbers last year in college, and I think it's foreshadowed some things to come. I think he can be a great NFL player. I've heard a little bit of things about maybe dropping the ball, but I think he's going to be a quality player in the NFL, and that the Bills would be lucky to have him on the roster. The other one is Jordan Addison, who I've really heard a lot about. He has explosive speed, 4.4 speed, and knows how to get open either from the slot, or you might even be able to put him outside. I think he's maybe a little bit small for that, but he's going to be a fantastic player in the NFL and could really fill a need for the Buffalo Bills. So there's 2 wide receivers. So that takes us to 9 players so far, I believe. You might want to check my math. Math wasn't my strongest class in high school or college. But that's 9. So the last player I want to talk about was a tight end. There are several really good tight ends in the draft. As you know, my favorite Buffalo Bills player is Dawson Knox. Or you may not know that, but my favorite Buffalo Bills player is Dawson Knox. And I do love Quintin Morris as well. I think he had a bit of a breakthrough season next year, and I think he's going to take it even to another level. So Quinton's going to be a great tight end. But I think we need another big punch, and we tried that last year with OJ came in, but it didn't work. So they ended up releasing him before the season. But Dalton Kennard would be a fantastic tight end to add to the team. If it gets to that, he's probably my 10th player, though, because of the other bigger needs on the team. But he can block and go out for passes, and he went to the University of Utah, and I think he would be a great addition to the team. So there's my 10 players, and they're not in any order. Just hoping that the Bills can add 1 or maybe even 2 of those guys to the team. That would be fantastic. So who would be my top player to add? I just have so much belief in that Bijan Robinson is going to be a big-time player in the NFL. I would love to see us have a running back that has that much skill and then be able to use Cook as a speed running back. But, it's not as big a need, like I said before, as some of the other positions. But I would love to have him on the team. He'd be my number 1 person. Other than that, we've got to make sure whether we get him first round, second round, trade up, trade down, we got to get a linebacker that can play in the middle of the field. So it better be Jack Campbell or Drew Sanders becoming a Buffalo Bill. I hate doing that because we don't want to lock ourselves into one player. I felt like we did that a little bit last year when we added Kaiir Elam to the team when we needed a corner so bad. But I don't think we stretched or anything to get Kaiir, but we had to take him over thinking of maybe somebody else. So I hate doing that because you want to get the best player available to your team and not worry about needs so much. But right now, Dotson, I believe, is our starting middle linebacker, and I love Dotson. I thought he filled in well. I've sold this on other videos, but I think Dotson fills in well when Edmonds was hurt, but we're going to need another linebacker, especially because it's hard for a linebacker to get through the entire season just because they make so many tackles and get in and somebody hits. So that's my positions. We'll see on Thursday who gets drafted, who goes where, and it's an exciting day for those guys. It's exciting to watch those college players have their lives change officially as they become members of the NFL, and it affects them and their families and everyone, because obviously they just become millionaires, basically, and had their life's dream, more importantly, come true. So looking forward to Thursday. Go Bills. And remember, God loves you. And so do I.